Hi, I'm Liam from Hartling Bros Golf, and in today's video I will be comparing 3 different types of irons to show you which type of irons you should be using. I will be trying a blade, the Callaway Apex MB, a forged player's cavity back iron, the Titleist AP2, and for more of a game improvement, it's a player's improvement iron, so it's more built for distance, is the Callaway Apex Forged 19 irons. I'll be comparing these irons to help you get better judgment on which type of iron you should be using. Let's go. The Callaway Apex Forged 19 iron is more built for distance and forgiveness. It has a thicker sole, and it also is a bigger head, so that it would have more forgiveness and slightly higher launch. It's more built for distance with stronger loft. This loft is 30.5 degrees. The Player's Forged Cavity Iron is my Titleist AP2 iron. This is more in between the 3 irons I'm testing. It's still got a thinner sole than the Apex, and the head is still thinner, but it is bigger than the blade still, so it'll offer a little more forgiveness and probably slightly more distance. Its loft is at 34 degrees. Now here's the blade. This is the smallest head with the thinnest sole iron that I am testing. Blades are more for the elite players, the best players, and offer more workability, but aren't built for distance and forgiveness. This is at 34 degrees. Here are the 3 different irons. The blade's on the left, the player's cavity iron is in the middle, and the player's distance iron is on the right. As you could see, the blade has the smallest head and the thinner top line, and then the one in the middle, it's middle size. It's thicker than the blade, but still thinner and smaller than the player's distance iron. And the player's distance iron has the thickest top line, and the head size is also slightly bigger. Here are the 3 different soles of the clubs. As you can see, the blade has the thinner sole, and the AP2, the sole is pretty similar, but it still is slightly bigger than the blade. But where the biggest difference is the player's distance iron, you definitely can see that as a thicker sole. This is to put the weight more down at the bottom for more forgiveness and higher launch. The shafts I have on these 3 irons also are different. The player's improvement iron, the more distance iron, the Callaway Apex, is a 95-gram regular shaft. Then the AP2 has a 120-gram stiff flex, and this is a heavier 125-gram extra stiff flex, the blade. This is because the players that will be using these clubs would be having that type of shafts in these clubs. Here is my Flight Scope Mevo data with the blade iron. With this iron, I was getting carry distance of 156.6 yards, launch angle at 23.9 degrees, and I was spinning at 6,175 reps. Now here's my data with the Player's Forged Cavity Iron, the Titleist AP2. With this, I was carrying it farther than the blade at 160.6 yards. My launch was higher at 25 degrees, and the spin was lower at 5,951. Now here's my data with the Callaway Apex iron, the Player's Distance iron. With this iron, I was carrying it way farther at 173 yards, launching it lower than the AP2 at 23 degrees, and the spin was quite a bit less at 5,394. Alright, now I have completed testing. Now I'll answer the question, who are these irons for? So a perfect example of who the player distance irons for is someone like my dad. So he's a 4 handicap, but he has injuries. He hurt his wrist, and he also has some back problems that he got injuries from a previous athletic career. So he can't swing very hard, so he needs distance. So he got some game improvement irons a little while back, but he found he couldn't shape them. But as a better player, he wants to shape the ball, so that's why he got the player distance irons. He's still able to shape them, and he's still able to get the distance that he wants. So that is why they suit him more. So it'd be good for the majority of golfers who need a little bit of distance, still want some control. So this is good for handicaps between 10 and 25, and even lower handicaps if you need more distance. Now for the players' forged irons, the ones that I play. So these ones I use because I wanted to use blades, but I know that I don't quite hit it far enough, and I might not be as precise of a ball striker to use them. So they're good for lowest handicaps who hit the ball pretty far, but they still could use some distance. These ones go shorter than the player's distance irons, but they still go farther than the blades. And they offer some forgiveness, so you still get the control and precision, but it does offer some help on miss hits. A good example of who should use blades is someone like my older brother, Cameron. He hits the ball really far and has really fast swing speed, and when he used players' distance irons, he was using the P790s. He'd hit the 7 iron sometimes and it would go 200 yards and he'd fly off the green, and he wouldn't have control because when he mishit, sometimes it would go 40 yards shorter. So he had a huge gap in distances from when he caught it, and it was a hot shot coming out. So that's why he wanted something more precise. So when he hits the yardages, there's more of a tight dispersion between the distances. So he got the blades, which gave him more distance control because he's less likely to get a flyer shot that goes out hard. These are for better players. You need to be precise ball striker because they are less forgiving, and you also need to hit it far because these irons are not made for distance. These are probably for handicaps under 5 because you have to be a really good player to use them. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Hartling Bros Golf videos.